Hi, I'm Britt.
And I'm Spencer.
Since 2011, Buckethead has released 291 Pikes in a series of albums he calls Pikes, and we're going to listen to them.
3 at a time!
This is Getting Head. Welcome, bots, slunks, head-getters, friends, and bucketheads. This is episode 54 of Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast. You won't guess what happened today. Buckethead released another Pike.
Holy shit!
Yeah,
on this today, the day of our Lord.
On this day, it's a little weird though. And I'll tell you why.
All right. Sounds weird. I'm ready for it.
So, Buckethead released Pike 296 today. Out of nowhere, didn't announce it.
Okay.
Just put up the the demo of it, like the sample song of it today, and then like 20 minutes later put up the whole album on its Bandcamp.
Whoa. How many ahead is he skipping?
So he has skipped 4 so far. So the ones he has announced but not released, or I guess he skipped 5 now. So the ones he has announced but not released are going to be 285, 286, 289, 291, and then 295, which he has neither announced nor released. He just skipped it entirely. So he released 296 without even announcing 295.
Oh my god.
So I was updating the Buckethead discography Wikipedia page today, as I do.
Wow.
And yeah, I'm like, wait, what the fuck happened to 295? And trying to make a sentence out of he hasn't released these but has announced these but hasn't released them, but there's one that he hasn't announced nor released. It was a fucking linguistic nightmare.
It sounds like hell.
It was linguistic linguini. It was just fucking
good on you for providing that
wet
extra
pasta,
context to
wet
Wikipedia.
pasta of English. Yeah, so yeah, we got a new Pike out there. I listened to a bit of that. Pretty good.
Wow.
But
we'll get there. We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll get there next year.
Yeah, next year sometime.
Yeah, next year, in the summer, I think. Who knows?
Wow, look at that. If we're still alive.
I hope not.
Yeah, me too.
I really
Speaking
hope
of which, what you been up to?
Hanging out, watching a bunch of movies, watching the New Japan World Wrestling G1 Climax that I mentioned, I think, 2 episodes ago. The finals are actually tonight. I'm actually missing the finals to do this.
Wow. So, I'm honored, I guess.
I hope you
I'm sorry for saying I guess. I'm honored.
Yeah.
Britt. Thank you.
It's Okada and Ibushi, which are 2 of my very favorites. I've got a huge crush on Ibushi. That dude is hot.
Oh yeah.
Hot.
Oh yeah.
Hot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nice. I love that. I love that for you. Tell me what's your favorite flavor of it? What do you like the most about New Japan World Wrestling?
One thing I like.
What's the hottest scoop? Give me the scoop.
The thing I think I like most about it is it's the antithesis of WWE. Mm-hmm. WWE, the thing I really hate about it is everything, all storylines and everything are at the absolute behest of Vince McMahon, and so if you want someone to be champion, he just pushes them regardless of how many matches they've won or lost or how good of a wrestler or anything. Whereas in New Japan Pro Wrestling, the tournament they're doing now is it's a tournament, it's a tiered tournament. So wins matter, points matter, losses matter. And it's treating it like a real sport.
Isn't it still scripted though?
It's fixed.
Okay. I'm confused about the hesitancy by which you said that.
It's okay. So wrestling is not fake.
No, I'm not saying fake.
And
it's fake. I'm just saying it's scripted in the sense that there is a scripted winner.
Scripted in what? Yeah, there's a determined winner. But I wouldn't say it's scripted in that there is an outcome of the match determined, but how they get to the outcome is entirely up to them.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it like exciting and interesting. And so, but also they have to do so much coordination for this entire thing to where, yes, they've decided at the very end who the winners are going to be, but they have to go back to the very beginning and engineer every single one of those matches, because each one of these people fights, I think, 10 matches altogether.
Okay.
Up to the finals. And so, or 9 matches altogether up until the finals. And so, like, the people who plan all of this out have to figure out how all, 9 of these matches for each individual wrestler, and there's 32 people in the tournament, is going to go. Which is, and to...
So they're crafting an interesting narrative by having it be so complex.
Yes, 100%.
Okay.
And like the complexity, like the way they tell stories through that complexity, I find fascinating.
Yeah.
And like AEW, the American All Elite Wrestling, is doing a really great job at that right now too, because they're like wins matter in that organization. And like, a win you get against like a champion matters more than a non-champion win and stuff like that. And so, I don't know.
Stats, numbers, baby.
Stats and numbers are great. And that's what I think is cool about most sports.
Okay.
But I don't like everything else about most sports, because it's like you're cheering for like, a fucking, it's this mini nationalism where like, your city sucks because your team sucks. My city's cool and my team's cool, regardless of how they're doing that year or anything. And it's this weird jingoistic bullshit. Like,
I've never understood like the arbitrary nature by which people pick their sports teams.
Right.
Like some people, they pick the team that's like with the town they grew up in, but other people, like people that grew up in Alaska, like you and I, just seem to pick something like at random, and then they're like, "Yes, this is the team that I will root for forever."
But it's
very weird.
In Alaska, though, there's like bleed over from other things. So like the big teams in Alaska are obviously going to be Seahawks because that's the closest team to them. Mm-hmm. There's also a huge contingency of Cowboys fans there, and I think that's probably because of the large military population up there. Yeah, because a lot of military people are from Texas. Yeah. And all of my exes live in Texas as well.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. It's a real fact.
And they'll die there, too.
That's a bucket fact for you. A real one.
Die there.
Yeah. Wow.
How have you been? What have you been up to?
Oh, man. I've been pretty good. I've been doing all sorts of stuff. I went to a couple of concerts last week. I actually didn't get a chance to talk about them on the last cast because,
we
were talking about other stuff, but I went and saw a couple of shows.
What did you go see?
The show that was really cool was I went and saw Quicksand.
Oh, yeah, you invited me to that, but I was...
Right, you were doing something. And then that was pretty tight. Narrowhead is a band that I like a lot, and they opened.
Cool.
I like that band a lot. That was really cool to see them. It was really cool to see Quicksand. They were great. Really good band live. It was cool. Bass player was playing a Bass 6, Fender Bass 6, which is pretty cool.
A Bass 6?
A Bass 6 is a 30-inch scale, like Jazzmaster type guitar.
Oh, okay, yeah.
That's strung with bass strings.
Yeah, I've seen those before.
He was playing a Bass 6, so he was doing a lot of like heavy like chords and stuff. Sounded really cool. Sounded really heavy.
What's the scale on that? 30-inch? Interesting.
30-inch scale, yeah.
Okay, so it's that's an interesting little instrument there. Huh?
Yeah, pretty interesting. Sounded really good, actually. Like sounded surprisingly good. I was very impressed.
Cool.
That was pretty tight.
What else did you see?
So I saw that. A coworker of mine invited me to go to a show of bands I had never heard of.
Oh, please tell me, because I probably heard of these, and I'm going to laugh when I hear them.
Okay. I hope that you have. So the show that he invited me to go to was, the headline band was a band called Bad Flower.
No, I haven't heard of them.
Yeah, I hadn't heard of them either.
That sounds like a stinky butthole.
Well, I was like, okay, sure, like, I don't know. I'll go to a free show.
Honestly, though, given the band name, that sounds like a grunge band. Was it a grunge band?
It's not really a grunge band.
Okay.
I am not really sure how to describe this band. In fact, I would really love to like play them for you, and we can't do that because we're on Twitch right now. We'll get in trouble if we play music. Yeah. Just dumb. Mm-hmm. We hate it.
Yeah.
Amazon.
Right.
Come on. But suffice it to say, it's like a mix of like, I don't know, like maybe like post grunge, like heavy rock stuff.
So there is grunge.
Not
Grunge?
really, but it's like it's like done in this like very ironic way, and there's a lot of like ironic kind of like rapping and singing. I really don't know how to describe this, but like Numos was packed for it.
Huh.
Like sold out, packed for this.
Interesting.
And like they had like both floors open and everything. It was just like absolutely packed for this.
So like at this point, like live events are selling out. Like there's
so Quicksand was not like that at all.
Interesting. Weird.
Like Quicksand, there was like maybe they're at like a third capacity.
Okay.
Like I mean, there were people there, but there you would have like significant space between you and the other people there.
I like that.
Yeah, and that was great. That was much better. But like that other show was so confounding because it was a lot of young people that were into this music, and like I just don't really, I don't know, I didn't really understand it. It felt like it went over my head or under my head. I'm not sure.
You know what? They're probably big on TikTok. If people are really into something anymore, I'm like, I just write it off like that. I'm like, it's probably on TikTok.
That would make some sense, I think.
I mean, because like, as a band, you can get huge if you're just used as like, you know, the background fucking song for something on TikTok.
You know, that would make sense because like they have some songs that like, I'm not going to lie, they're very extremely cringe. And I'm going to show them to you after this. And we should talk about it again later after you've actually heard it because like, once you hear it, I think you'll be like, oh, you know what it is? Okay, so this band is the Jared Leto Joker, the band.
Whoa.
That's what they are.
Whoa. So Machine Gun Kelly?
It's like that, but somehow further down that path.
Interesting. Wow.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you one song in particular.
Interesting.
It was really something. Anyways, there were a couple other opening bands that played, and those bands were okay. Yeah, they were okay. But the headlining band was the most interesting, and it was an odd thing. It's an odd thing to go to a show and experience that. Something else happened to me today, actually.
Yeah.
I went to go pick up some Ethiopian food. If you don't know about Ethiopian food, you should eat Ethiopian food.
We've talked about it on the podcast.
It's fucking amazing. I know. I'm just saying, just reiterating, Ethiopian food, amazing.
We had like a full conversation about Nigeria.
Yeah, we love an injera. But anyways, I went to go pick some up. And, sorry. I went to go pick some up. And I realized I left my wallet at home.
Oh, no.
And I was like, oh, fuck. So I was like, maybe they'll just let me pay with Venmo or something. Well, actually, before I even got to that point, I actually went to the grocery store and I was like, I'll buy some shit because I know I can pay with my phone there. Maybe I can get cash back.
Right.
I can just pay them with cash. But Safeway didn't let me do that, unfortunately. We hate to see it. So I was like, okay, maybe they'll let me pay with like Venmo or Apple Pay or something. And so I go in and I'm like, look, I'm so sorry. I forgot my wallet. Like, can I pay you with Venmo or something like that? And then the lady was like, she's super sweet. She's like, oh, no, don't worry about it. You can come back tomorrow. It's fine. Just come back tomorrow and pay me tomorrow. I don't care. It's chill. And she was like very, very sweet. And then she was like, you'll have to remind me the amount. It's $19.30. So remind me the amount tomorrow. She's like, yeah, I have a brain tumor, so I can't remember very well.
Whoa. And
I was like, oh, no. And, like, anyways, she's very, very sweet. I'm not saying anything negative about her. She's amazing. I'm going to go back and pay her tomorrow, obviously. They make incredible food in Jabina Cafe in Seattle, Washington. If anybody wants to check that place out, they're tight. But anyways, the part that struck me was that she, like, gave me an out. Like, she was like, oh, I have a brain tumor. I can't remember real good. So I could just be like, never go back.
Yeah.
And she wouldn't remember, probably.
Or maybe she tells people that, and like, it'd be great if you like didn't pay her, and then you went back to get their food there like 6 months from now, and she's like, I bet you thought I really had a brain tumor, didn't you, you dumb motherfucker?
Oh my god, I know, right? No. But I don't know. That was a thing that stuck in my brain, and I thought about it because, like, you know, I guess
sticking in brains.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh no! I'm sorry.
Anyways, yeah, that's I guess all I got.
Cool. Pretty cool, dude.
Yeah,
pretty cool, dog.
Hit me with a bucket fact.
I'd love to hit you with a bucket fact.
Bucket fact, 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 bucket fact.
Oh my god.
Today we're going to talk about Death Cube K. The solo project Buckethead has the most solo recordings with.
What?
Besides, of course, Buckethead himself.
Okay.
Death Cube K, which is an anagram of Buckethead, was created in 1994, and, as Buckethead himself explained, quote, "Many believe, however, that Death Cube K is a separate entity that looks like a photographic negative version of Buckethead with a black chrome mask like Darth Vader. This apparition haunts Buckethead and appears in his nightmares."
I love that.
Me too.
That's tight lore, dude.
Yeah. So created as an alter ego to get around label legalities to release ambient music, Buckethead started recording Death Cube K music in 1994 with Bill Laswell.
Good old Billiam Laswell.
Indeed. His first album was Dreamatorium in 1994, and then reissued in 1995 with Fractint, a freeware fractal generator software included on the disc.
That fucking rules.
That is so Buckethead.
Fucking awesome.
I know.
Right there. That's some tight shit. That's some like 90s computer dork shit.
Yeah, I mean,
that fucking rocks.
We on this podcast go hard for freeware.
Hard for freeware.
Fucking love freeware.
Love
the
freeware.
politics of freeware. Everything about freeware.
Namaste.
Love that shit. Including it with your album.
So tight.
Hugest dick move. Hugest dick.
What?
Hugest dick move.
Why?
That's the biggest dick move.
Why?
Including freeware
Oh.
on your album? What's not big dick about that?
Wait, what? I'm confused.
What?
We're against this? We're against freeware?
It's a huge penis move.
Oh, I thought you were saying like it was a big dick move.
No.
Like it's a.
No.
I thought you were saying somehow like it was like not cool to like be like selling what is technically free software by including it on your record. I was like, well, that doesn't really. That's
no.
I don't think that's.
You
bad.
can include freeware on anything.
Yeah.
It's free.
Yeah, we love that. we're about that. We're
Hell
about
yeah.
that. Yeah, no, that's pretty tight.
So his second album, Disembodied, was released in 1997 and also features Laswell, but also is the first album to feature Extra Kid, which is one of the first of many collaborations of his with Buckethead. Mm-hmm. His third album, Tunnel, was released in 1999 and is the only album from which Buckethead has performed live material, performing the titular track at least once live. Given that Death Cube K doesn't perform live, and he's only performed one of his Death Cube K songs live, we still haven't seen the black chrome masked apparition Buckethead has described Death Cube K as.
Nice.
So, Death Cube K has released 6 albums in total, with the most recent being Torn from the Black Space, which featured Laswell again, as well as DJ Submerged, who said in a 2008 interview, "I always liked the project Bill Laswell and Buckethead and his band did called Death Cube K, which is an anagram of Buckethead.
It is.
I told Bill when I was younger I used to listen to Death Cube K album called Dreamatorium as I was going to sleep, and it would give me the most beautiful nightmares. The last record they did was maybe 7 or 8 years ago. Bill remembers when you tell him things, and I wound up on the Death Cube K record doing strange turntable manipulations like slowing them down with my hands, using effects, and just creating ambience.
Nice.
It sounds like this vivid nightmare, staring into the void sort of thing. But it's sparse, not heavy, a lot of air and space. We were inspired a lot by Sun O. 4 guys playing guitar riffs at about 5 beats per minute, and some of the new drift or drone projects happening."
That rocks. Oh man, imagine like a Buckethead and Sun collaboration.
That would be insane.
That would be so tight. Like, why don't they do that? That would be fucking sick.
Right? So, now, given that Sun didn't exist until Death Cube K had already released 2 albums, it's obvious they didn't really influence the earlier material, but they did influence the latter material. And if you're a fan of drone and ambient and Buckethead, give Death Cube K a shot. They're pretty fucking rad.
Bucket Facts.
Look at that.
We listened to 3 more Pikes this week.
Holy shit, we did.
Pikes 160, 161, and 162, Land of Miniatures,
Hell yeah.
Bats in the Light Bright,
Oh yeah.
and 4 Forms, respectively.
Fucking respectively.
Hell yeah, dog.
Hell yeah.
Pike 160, Land of Miniatures,
Oh yeah.
released on August 1st, 2015. And I actually don't have how far that was after the last Pike. It was 1 day. It was the next day.
Wow,
After
1 day.
Pike 159 Half Circle Bridge.
That's pretty impressive. This is a pretty impressive pike.
It is.
I think. Like,
That's pretty good.
it's pretty good. Like, there's a lot of like good stuff on here.
Mhm.
It's pretty compelling. The mix is good. Like the songs sound pretty good.
Ooh. For the most part, track 2, Loathsome Shape, had a terrible mix.
Interesting. I thought it sounded pretty good. It sounded pretty good on my stuff.
The drums were just like way too present. It's the first song on the album with like those electronic drums, and they're just like way too heavy in the mix. They drown out like everything else. I listened to it on 3 different systems, and on all of them, like
Wait, what? Why did you change audio systems while listening to this?
because I started out listening on my computer, and then I went to like go make breakfast, so I started putting them on my my ear pods and then AirPods, and then after I was done making coffee and breakfast, I went back and listened to them on these cans. So
Wow.
I don't know.
What a journey.
I was like doing breakfast
Like,
shit today.
I mean, wow, Brent. Like, you're such a Neapolitan person.
I listened to the other 2 albums on like 2 systems max, but the third one I listened to on 3 systems. Hate like the drums for the second half of the album, basically not really my thing.
Okay.
But the mix is by far the worst on Loathsome Shape, track 2.
Okay.
After that, like he kind of adjusts the tones a little bit, adjusts the mix a little bit, and it gets better. But man, Loathsome Shape, not good mixing.
Triceratoptron
That was pretty good.
has a fucking sick guitar solo on it.
Yeah, the one near the end.
There's
the one near the end.
There's
is
a bunch
really
of
cool.
like sweeping and just cool shit, and I was like, it's one of the first solos I've heard in a while with the Buckethead stuff where I've been like, oh man, that is really cool. That is really rad and shreddy.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
pretty
he,
neat.
Yeah, that was definitely the best solo I think on these 3 albums this week.
I would agree.
There was,
yeah.
I mean, some sicker songs, but yeah, that was a cool song. Really nice, beautiful solo. And then the track after that, Way Back When, he's ending it on a slow song again. One of the classic Pike moves is like having a pretty metal, pretty hard rock album, and then at the very end, just like chilling the fuck out.
Oh yeah.
And it's really great. It's really beautiful. The lead tone for the guitar on there is awesome. It is just it's one of the most saturated, like gainy tones I've heard without sounding like sloppy in any way. It's just like it is a nice tone, baby.
A tone baby. That sounds like a weird guitar pedal. It's like shaped like a baby, and then you're like stepping on a baby to like.
That's a real wah pedal, am I right?
That's the Wario. I need to make a Waluigi pedal.
I've seen one before. They exist.
Yeah, but like it's especially designed to make your tone sound like wow.
It should just be a sampler.
Yeah. That would work.
We've talked about this multiple times before, you know.
I don't care.
Okay.
It's what I desire.
I don't think we've talked about it on the podcast, so now.
This is good fodder, you know, talking about this Waluigi pedal. I wasn't a huge fan of the first song on here. It was, it was kind of a GNR, Guns N' Roses type arena blues. Oh,
metal song.
thanks for clarifying. I didn't know you meant Guns N' Roses by GNR.
Yeah, you know, I'm talking to people that aren't you here, Spencer.
Are you?
There are others that listen to this podcast, as much as you don't want to believe it.
I don't want to believe.
Yeah, Land of Miniatures, the titular track, not great, but the drums sounded super good on this song. the best that they definitely sounded the whole album, but
yeah. Oh, I remembered something just now.
No.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it.
No.
Okay, so when I went to that show, right, one of the opening bands was this band called Teenage Wrist. I've never heard that band before, but they were all right. They had kind of a almost post-punky kind of sound to them, but with like pop-punk vocals. I don't know. They were all right. But the guitar player for the band was like super like 90s edgy rock guy. Like he was that guy. Yeah, he was like wearing a swan shirt and a cowboy hat. Like it was like
that guy.
He was literally wearing a cowboy hat. Like it was a whole thing. It was pretty. He was wearing cowboy boots too.
I mean, I feel like in modern bands, every band has at least one Swans guy, right?
I mean, we can hope not, but yeah.
I mean, we can hope not.
Yeah,
but
it could be accurate. It could be
feel
true.
Like that's the reality. Like
the reality is, yeah.
There's like one guy in the band who's like, yeah, I play music, but I don't like music, and he listens to Swans, and it's always a guy. Like
I don't think women have ever listened to Swans.
No,
like,
Swans are like the musical equivalent to like the Joe Rogan Experience in terms of demographics.
Yeah,
it's all white guys.
Oh yeah,
all white guys, like mixed like college degree and not, and you know, all white guys though
for sure. But what was interesting was not cowboy hat guy. It was actually one of the dudes in the crowd. So there's a guy in the crowd who was like a good foot and change taller than everyone else. Nice. He was enormous. He was the hugest man. And like he was standing not too far away from me, and he was just rocking out so hard and by himself too. And he knew the words to every single song that Teenage Wrist played. Every single song, and he was like singing along and just rocking out, and he was so big. He was so big, and his like energy of just like watching this dude love this band so much, like that was like more entertaining than watching the band in a lot of ways. And like I loved Huge Guy. I don't know his name, but he is Huge Guy to me, and just stoked on Huge Guy being stoked on that band.
So I mean, Huge Guy, if you're listening. Yeah. Spencer wants to fuck. Hit him up.
Huge Guy, if you're listening, that rocks. Keep rocking out. Like, rock and roll.
Hell yeah.
You know?
You go, Huge Guy. Land of Miniatures, I think, would actually make a great soundtrack to a shop that's full of miniatures.
Yeah, Bucket Hammer 40K.
Yeah, that kind of thing, but it's also a bar with craft beer.
Oh man!
So it's like
so you want all the dude, you want all the crowd from the Utilikilt store.
All the dudes with like your glasses, but like really shitty, dumpy beards
and like kilts.
Yeah, Utilikilts and like guys who like spend their time on r/everyday carry and like post pictures of like the knife and the gun and stuff that they carry every day. Like that's like that's cool, or like anyone gives a fuck about what you put in your pockets every day. You dumb motherfuckers. Everyday carry's dumb. Don't do it. Pike 160. Oh, wait, where do we go in the park, do you think?
Whoa. I'm just gonna say, like, I like the idea of like a Bucket Hammer 40K. You know, I like the idea of like Bucket Space Marines.
You know what also would be cool is a
Bucket Space KFCs.
You know what would be cool is Guar Hammer 40K.
That's pretty good. Yeah, an Odorous Arungus.
That actually, that'd be a super easy conversion. I mean, like,
it's pretty much basically like, the same aesthetic. Yeah,
they really are. I mean, it's basically the same backstory too, right?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Warhammer. Warhammer is one of those like areas of like nerdery that I really don't know that much about.
I spent a while on Grimdark and like looking into the lore. It's interesting. I spent a good like 2 or 3 hours watching 40K lore videos on YouTube.
Like, tell me the state of mind where you're like, now's the moment for the 40K lore vids.
You know, you have a couple beers.
Your date comes over and you're like, wait over there. I need to watch these Warhammer lore vids.
The 40K lore videos stay on while we fuck, all right? I need to know more about the Galactic Emperor. It's what gets me off.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's an interesting, like, so more than anything, like, Warhammer 40K is like a giant political story. Mm-hmm. It's super political and super involved. And it's pretty cool. It's just like there's a lot of like political minutia in there because it's so huge and there's so many characters. And like all these characters have backstories and shit too. So, and I mean, there's so many extended universe novels. Like, oh God, they have like movies and shit. Like, there's so much shit.
There's movies?
Yeah, if I recall correctly. I mean, there's like dumpy, like 3D rendered shit, but yeah, they've got stuff.
That rocks. We're gonna have to go deeper into Warhammer.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to learn some shit. But yeah, I like the idea of like a bucket miniatures game, where there is like a game component to it, but it's also like you collect and paint miniatures. But there's also a very complex and intense strategy game.
Oh yeah,
that you play with other nerds.
The Buckethead versus the army of like Death Cube K.
Yeah, exactly. Like we just take that, we channel it, we make a story around it, make a game around it.
Pike 161, Bats in the Light Bright, released on August 1st, 2015, the exact same day as Land of Miniatures.
Yep.
The cover. Let's talk about the cover real quick. Cover has Buckethead Land, and the sticker on the bottom of the cover. Where it usually isn't. And then Buckethead Land appears to be like illustrated in lightning coming from the fingers of what I think is Buckethead. Yeah, pretty cool. So this one is
could be Death Cube K though, based on this music here.
Could be. So this one's divided into 8 tracks called Pegs 1 through 8.
You know what that's about?
Yeah, it's about getting pegged, baby.
Obviously,
either that or the Steely Dan song.
Yeah,
I'm not sure which, but
probably both.
I mean, that's what the Steely Dan song's about.
Obviously,
like, Peg, it will come back to you.
Yeah.
Peg, it will come back to you.
Yep. Yeah.
I hate Michael McDonald's voice, but he actually fucking fucks in that song. That's one of the few songs that his voice works in. Anyway, this is a noise
a pegging anthem.
This is a noise album.
It's a noise album. It's not bad. Like it's okay. It's okay.
It reminds me of like Pike and Pumpkin.
Yeah, it's not one of his strongest ambient records, but it's not one of his worst.
Yeah, it was thoroughly listenable.
Thoroughly listenable, but not super strong.
Yeah. So going through the songs, like the first song is just like a big pad with like a dirty like saw. And doubling the pad, and then some haunty guitar tone in the background. And like the one really consistent thing throughout this entire album is like he plays guitar, but he doesn't really play guitar on any of the album. He just does a whole lot of like string bends and puts a lot of effects on them. And so like all the guitar noises are like non-musical and just like purely ambient, which is cool. It's an interesting idea.
Yeah.
But I like his guitar playing. It would have been nice to have him like play the guitar, somewhere. But it's not bad. Peg 2 has this like alarm synth on it, and it's more kind of ambient with guitar shit. And it gets real cavernous for a couple tracks. Peg 3 and 4 are both like heavily reverb synths with guitar, pad swells. There's nothing here that's like super formulaic, and so it doesn't like get old. It's just like none of the songs are super impressive. Nothing really stands out. It's a noise album,
Yep, it's a noise album.
I don't know what exactly you can say about a noise album other than that it's a noise album.
It's a noise album.
It's not the worst noise album I've ever. It's not the worst noise set I've ever heard.
No,
because there's
not the
dog
worst.
shit noise sets. I mean, it's
For
totally
sure.
listenable, and it's like well mixed, well produced. It's just like
What do you look for in a noise set, Britt? What's your ideal noise set?
Any other style of music?
Nice.
Yeah. How about you?
I like the greasier the better. Like if a dude is like really like doing something fucked up to get the noise out, you know?
The greasier, so he's like just like plugging a wah pedal into like a thing of pomade or something.
Oh no, I'm talking about like Vienna sausages in a vacuum,
Ooh.
like flopping around, and then he's like got a
and it
contact
distorts
mic
that.
on the vacuum, and then it's like run through a bunch of like metal zones.
Oh, he just
and then he's just screaming.
He just puts an SM57 into the vacuum.
Yeah, and then he's just screaming into like one of those like talk boys,
Hell
you know?
yeah. Oh,
and then,
yeah, like on Home Alone?
Yeah, totally screaming into
so-
a talk boy and then playing it back through the metal zones.
Oh,
you know,
yeah. Love
like
that shit.
I just something fucking tight is what I'm looking for out of a noise set. Like,
Hell yeah.
if you're being creative and like, I think that there's an element of humor to noise that I don't think is appreciated enough because noise is in itself inherently kind of a meme.
Yeah, it's
like
dumb. Yeah.
I think that taking it completely seriously removes some of the fun of it.
Oh, yes.
And I think that going over the top and doing stuff that's weird but also sounds cool, like, you know, texturally, is rad.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
I feel that.
my that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. But it's still noise.
It's still noise though.
This album would go best to an abandoned section of the park that is accessible only so people can get lost in it and confused. So it's an abandoned section that's technically like an attraction.
Yeah. So it's like, yeah.
It's like a house of mirrors where you're supposed to get lost, but you don't know it's that. You're just like, oh, let's go here. This looks like another section of the park, and then you're like, where the fuck are we? And like there are a bunch of signs all around this this abandoned section, and all of the signs direct you to another sign that's supposed to direct you to an exit, but it just always directs you to another sign until like the last one directs you to the original first sign.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, and so you can't get out until you figure out the signs are lying to you.
That's nice.
Yeah.
I like that. That's a great idea. I love the idea of just like large empty sections of a park just there to like increase like, you know, value, like make it look fancier because it's bigger, you know?
Yeah, hell yeah.
It's fun. It's a way to do stuff.
Pike 162. 4. It's released on August 8th, 2015, just 1 week.
Your birthday!
Yeah. No,
No.
it's
Sorry,
It's
it's April
I'm like,
8th.
what are you talking about?
Sorry. Like you're like, no, fuck you. Shut up.
Released 1 week after Bats in the Light Bright. Also, we didn't talk about light brights. Did you ever have a light bright when you were a kid?
Oh,
You know
dude,
what that is?
I did. I did have a light bright. Light brights are pretty fun.
Yeah, they were for listeners who are not aware. A light bright was like this. It was like this kind of like a light box, right?
Yeah.
And it had like these little holes all in it, and you put a piece of paper over it, right? And then you had little plastic colored pegs that you put into these holes, which I think is why the album was separated into peg 1 through 8. It was those colored pegs, which I just got.
Yeah, that would make sense. That would make sense.
Yeah, but you put these colored, transparent but colored pegs into the light bright in a certain pattern, oftentimes that was on the paper.
Yeah.
And then it would make, like a picture of something in different lights, and it was really cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun with the light bright as a kid. That was a good thing. I'm sure Bucket had one too. 4 Forms, August 8th, 1 week after Bats in the Light Bright. This was a sick album. I like
This is a fucking banger. This is one of the strongest Pikes I've heard in a while.
This was my favorite one this week, definitely.
Big agree. Yeah.
Really fucking cool. Really diverse, but not too diverse. Most of it was like grounded in rock, metal, and funk, as Buckethead does. But it was really fucking cool. Like all the songs, it was 7 tracks. All of them were something different, something cool. I enjoyed every single one of them. The first one, Midnight Sun, a little bit long at 14 minutes. But after that, smooth goddamn sailing.
Smooth goddamn sailing. Yeah. All the songs are rad. Really good, excellent selection here. Really like this one. The first song is really, really cool. Has a really epic feel. A lot of people really liked that song. It was
You know what gave that the epic feel?
Those big roomy drums.
The drums were so huge, dude. So,
big roomy drums.
So I loved how the drums were mixed because
they sounded great.
Everything in the drum mix had a ton of reverb except for the kick, which was just huge and in the center.
Yeah, you love
and it
that.
just sounded so like so that made it sound not just big but also heavy.
Very heavy.
It was so cool. It was it's the ideal like drum mix for like post rock.
Totally.
Yeah.
And it definitely had that kind of a vibe to it with that really like emotive soloing and stuff.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I liked that. It was a cool start to the record. The rest of the record's different, which I think is cool too. And I liked it all a lot. I thought it was really strong, and I think the internet agrees.
Yeah. There were some tight ass riffs on here.
Ass riffs for sure.
One thing I really liked was on track 7, "Thing from the Sea." It was a sick thrashy song, but the main riff throughout the song was played by the bass. And
Yeah.
it was so cool. Like,
was
and it's
cool,
a sick riff, and it's a sick bass riff. And I was like, "Is that a bass?" And I played it back. I'm like, "That's definitely not just a baritone guitar. That's 100% bass."
Nice.
And it rocked me. Track 5, "Dripping Castle," of whose title I absolutely love.
Oh yeah, that evokes some imagery. You know what I mean? Like,
I'm imagining like someone with a pussy and just a big castle-shaped dildo,
oh, nice. That rocks.
or just
Dude,
having sex with their Playmobil castle.
Oh, castle dildos would be tight. You can get one that would be like, what about a church-shaped dildo?
Actually, yeah. So that'd be really cool. Or really like dildos shaped like giant chess pieces.
Oh yeah,
That'd be
that's
sick
nice.
as fuck,
Yeah.
right?
You can play chess with them and fuck them.
Yeah.
You get like a big chess board on
Oh
the
yeah,
ground.
it's like well, you know, and you could play like a fuck game with it, to where like, you took my pawn, now you gotta fuck yourself in the ass with that pawn.
That's nice. Or what about like, they do the same thing but with like sorry, like the sorry pieces, but those are like,
At first, I thought you were gonna say SARS, and I'm like,
oh.
this is brilliant.
Yeah, we're going places.
You just figured out.
Oh hell yeah! But presumably somebody at some point is going to make the or not McDonald's. I almost said McDonald's. The Monopoly fucking dildos, like all the Monopoly pieces, the car, right? The iron. What are the other fucking Monopoly pieces? I don't know.
There's the dog.
The dog. Yeah, somebody
dog.
wants to
There's
put
the ship. There's thimble. Who wants to be the thimble's the dumbest fucking piece.
Thimble is the dumbest fucking piece. Yeah, but no, for real. Somebody wants to make that dog into a dildo, and they want to stick it in their butt, like for sure, 1,000%. So somebody's got to do it. Here, this is my pitch to all the adult entertainment companies making pornog. Make some pornog where it's like big board games, and then the pieces are dildos. But they have to play the game, like long form entertainment. They have to play the whole game.
How about Jenga with dildos? That'd be pretty cool.
Sure.
Yeah.
But they would just be like rectangles.
And
I don't know. I mean, I guess that works. Yeah.
Get your holes tangled. I guess.
Yeah. That works. Yeah, sure.
It was a wild ride, this album.
Yeah, totally.
I really liked it.
Totally. Yeah, me too.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I don't even know. You know where it should go in Buckethead land is laser tag.
Okay.
It'd be cool laser tag music, I think.
Okay. I think we've definitely said laser tag music before, but I agree.
You can have more than one laser tag arena at Buckethead
Wow.
Land.
You can?
Hell yeah.
Britt, that's amazing. I mean,
Yeah.
I feel like you're just saying that to placate me here, but I mean,
No, you can. You can if you can dream it, you can believe it.
Okay.
If you can believe it, you can receive it.
Receive it. I would love
If you
to
can
receive
receive it, you can deceive it.
Whoa.
If you can deceive it, you can one sec, let me look up rhyming dictionary here.
Oh no. Let's not do that. What are you doing? Anyways, yeah, no, this pike's pretty strong. Strong like
Strong like ox.
yeah, strong.
Strong like bear in Russia.
What if we made merch for the podcast and it was like, you know, those like black rubber fists? It was like that, but it was like an arm, and then up, when it got to the hand, it just turned into like a KFC bucket head. Like
That would
bucket
I mean, like you know that like there's so many people like weird food fetishes and stuff, that would sell out immediately. And it wouldn't even be from our fans. None of our fans would get anything.
Uh-huh.
Like, it would just be weirdos. And they would never listen to our podcast.
No.
But they would buy our weird KFC hand dildo.
Yeah, they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, you know.
I mean, hey, it's fun to become known for something.
For making a KFC hand dildo.
That's just a funny statement. I like that
so
statement
good.
quite a bit.
Speaking of funny statements.
Speaking of, would you like to go on a journey with me, Britt?
Always.
Take me there.
Statements from the Bucket
Oh my God. We like to shine a light into some dark parts of the world, the internet. You know, the internet's bad. We all know that.
It's the worst.
It's the worst. But, you know, sometimes there are things in the internet that aren't the worst. So,
Prove it.
I'll do my fucking best. Here. Let's kick things off on a bummer start here. YouTube user Uwe Gierkin says, 4 years ago, track 1 just knocked me out. I am crying. And Getty V,
Ooh, I like that.
an excellent username, responds 8 months ago. So 3 years and 4 months later.
Cool.
Never smoked a cigarette in my life, but after listening to it for the first time, I want to buy a whole carton.
What song is this?
I don't know. It's the first song on the first Pike that we listened to this week. Pike 160.
It doesn't have
Land
anything
of
to do with
Miniatures.
Smoking.
No, it doesn't. I'm not sure why this. That's
It's
one of
just
the
called
things.
Land of Miniatures.
Yeah, see, that's one of the things that I thought was funny is like this person just wants to like start smoking because I guess they're having an emotional experience and they've somehow tied emotional experiences to smoking cigarettes.
That's weird. I don't think
Yeah.
even the media does that. Like,
Media does that.
I mean,
have you ever watched Chasing Amy,
yeah.
where they're smoking cigarettes constantly in every single scene? Like,
Yeah, that's because they're dirtbags in the mid-'90s.
yeah.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with anything else.
Have you watched Lawnmower Man?
Yeah, I love
Where
that movie.
Pierce Brosnan is smoking a cigarette in bed in the very first scene in the film.
He's British.
I love that defense. He's British.
It's the British defense.
He's bloody British. YouTube user Boognish, who we've talked about before,
We have Ween Fan.
says, I wonder what Bucket's quarantine has been like. Hopefully working on Buckethead Land. I want the bloody golden ticket. And then, I mean, that's an interesting idea in itself. I wonder what his quarantine has been like. Mm-hmm. But this gets a little interesting. YouTube user Joker James responds, you're a Bucket fan and a Ween fan?
Oh,
you
yeah.
have good taste, my friend. Amazing.
That's a statement.
That's a fucking
That
statement
is a
right
statement.
there.
You know,
Yeah.
I myself like Buckethead and Ween.
Yeah.
Describing
Me too.
my taste as good, especially based on those two artists, is something I would disagree with.
Yeah. I would use caution when describing myself that way.
Yeah, I'd say, hey, I like those bands also.
Or I'd say, like, hey, I'm open-minded about music.
Yeah, except for rap and country, am I right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
More like crap.
and Muntry. Yeah.
No, that, whoa, excuse me. Whoa, you went a little too far there.
YouTube user Blizzerk9 says, slippery solid B-man.
I think we talked about this guy too before, and I
Yeah.
said Dan Blazerkian.
Yeah, you
response.
did it. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Who's Dan Blizzerkian? Then we talked about that for 2 hours.
Yeah, we did.
Man,
We're just retreading the same water over and over again, huh?
yeah, I mean, what else is there? YouTube user Lou Zenger says 6 years ago, this was on Pike 161, Bats in the Light Bright, and he said, or they say, holy shit, looking at that cover and playing the music is scary as fuck. I love it.
Yeah, I like the idea that like someone can listen to music and just look at a picture and be afraid of that.
Yeah,
Like,
that's beautiful.
I'm
yeah.
so desensitized by like horror movies and things that I'm just like, that just couldn't happen.
It can't affect me in that same kind of way.
There's
it's not
no
possible.
music nor photograph scary enough, unless it was like,
Look at this photograph. Every time I look,
it makes me scared.
yes. Dr. Jekyll Van Hyde says
Again, the same cast.
I mean,
Really, the comment section is just like a cast of like 20 of the same dirty dudes.
this is true,
Yeah.
and I appreciate them.
And Jordan Vine, who's very clean and pure.
Yeah, pure, wholesome.
Pure
We love
yes,
him.
The best.
Dr. Jekyll Van Hyde says 5 years ago, edited, what you have... Sorry, this one's a lot. What you first have to understand before listening to this is that this is a genre called dark ambient. It is meant to sound scary and lack beats and riffs. He has done a lot of this stuff, but it's difficult to listen to when you expect written songs. I agree, but this comment is funny.
Can we just start a band called Mansplaining Dark Ambient?
I loved this. Yeah, like what you have to understand, dark ambient. I mean, they're right. They are right. Their comment is correct, but it's just a funny turn of phrase. I liked that very much.
That's silly.
Yeah, speaking of silly, let's have another silly take here.
Okay.
YouTube user CZ says 1 year ago, edited, David Gilmour is the only guitar player that can use his whammy bar to change octaves and hit perfect notes. He literally can make his Strat play like 10 guitars. 8 octaves down and 2 octaves up.
8 octaves down?
I know. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Guitar goes down to, I mean, naturally what, like E2?
Naturally E2,
Yeah,
yes.
so he's talking about E -6? Which has got to be like half a hertz a year? Like, what the fuck is that tone? There's no way.
No.
Like,
no.
Like
8 octaves? Like,
8 octaves. No, earthquakes don't make tone that low.
Yeah, no. And 2 octaves up? I mean, I guess that's technically true.
I mean, it's possible, but geez, like if you use your whammy bar like that, you will destroy your instrument.
Yeah,
like,
and your body, and
you literally have to
the
pull
earth.
the whammy bar out of the guitar to do that. Like it's
you'd have to have strings on that thing that are like fucking thick chains.
yeah. Oh yeah, that'd be sick actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That would be
8
sick.
octaves down.
8 octaves down.
How?
I love a misinformed take on David Gilmour.
Yeah, like,
that's funny.
David Gilmour, like his low string is just a fucking enormous didgeridoo.
Yeah, and he's just like, no, for real. But so that person's comment, that was the first like couple sentences. That person's comment goes on for 3 screenshots.
All right, do it. Do it.
No,
hit me with it.
No.
I want it.
Listen, that's the best part. The rest of it is not as good. Trust me, we're gonna leave that one away. Uwe Gierken makes another appearance in today's statements from the Bucket Boys.
Pickle.
I know, right?
Gherkin.
Yeah, he definitely jerks it. 4 years ago, every single one. Are you talking about the pikes here? Sure. Every single pike is worth it. Money does not make you happy. BH does.
Interesting.
Money does not make you happy.
Yeah.
BH does, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's real talk.
Yeah.
Thomas Schutbach says 6 years ago, Midnight Sun, Oh, wow. Excellent song. More I feel not even by a orgasmus.
I'm sorry. Okay, read the last sentence there.
Okay. Midnight Sun. Wow. Excellent song. More I feel not even by a orgasmus.
All right, just the last, 10 words, maybe.
Okay. More I feel not even by a orgasmus.
Oh, my God. Do you have any Tylenol, dude?
No.
Oh, fuck.
I have Vicodin.
No, please.
Yeah,
Can
I
just do a line of that right now?
Yeah. Let's do it.
Oh, my God. Ugh. It's just
I mean, we just know he's coming. We know he's coming.
Yeah.
We're glad you came listening to Buckethead. That's tight.
Yeah.
Rock and roll.
That's word salad in the way that, Jell-O salad is salad. It's not really salad.
Or potato salad. Egg salad.
Potato salad rocks. What are you talking about?
I'm not saying they don't rock. I'm saying they're
real
not salad.
Those are real salads.
How are they salad?
A salad is just an assemblage of vegetables and things.
Okay.
Yeah. Have you ever had a succotash, like a corn salad?
Yeah.
That's a salad.
Sure.
But not potato?
But how is it not like a chutney or something?
A chutney? Because a chutney's different. A chutney is it's more like a jam type thing.
Sometimes. I've had fresh chutneys before, though, which are basically the same thing.
Yeah, but they're not. That's a different region, man.
Okay.
If you want to get into chutney politics, we can do that. But that's a whole nother fucking Bucketcast, Spencer.
Speaking of a whole nother fucking Bucketcast, YouTube user Alexander Mack presents us with the most cursed fucking take imaginable.
Return of the Mac, baby.
Yeah, Return of the Mac. If only Axl took a page out of the Buckethead book when it comes to releasing albums.
Oh, no.
I know. Imagine 300 Axl Rose albums. Imagine how many ballads we'd have to sit through.
Jesus Christ.
Fucking kill myself, dude. Fuck that.
How many ways do you think he can rewrite, November Rain, Civil War, and Knocking on Heaven's Door?
Knocking on Heaven's dick, dude. I don't know, man.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck everything about that. Speaking about that, YouTube user Tico M says, "Thank you, Buck. You saved my life."
How?
I don't know, but Buck saves his life.
Cool.
Yeah, we love it. We love it. YouTube user With Hearts Towards None, the name of a Megwa album.
Oh, I was like, why do I hate that so much?
Yeah, name of a Megwa album.
Is it Mogwai?
No, Megwa.
Where are we? Oh,
It's a black metal band. It's spelled MGLA.
Oh, never mind. I
Yeah,
thought you were talking
Megwa.
about Mogwai.
No.
Oh, I hate Mogwai. I don't know who Megwai
Yeah.
is.
They say simply
Are they megalomaniacs?
like the Incubus song, yes.
Just move on.
Yeah. With Hearts Towards None says, God peace. That's it. One word, God peace. Like a cod piece, but for God, I think, is what they're saying.
God piece or PEACE or P?
No. PIECE. That kind of piece.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know, man. Pretty weird. YouTube user Elphagus Sinushash. I'm not going to try to pronounce that anymore. 3 years ago, with the wrongest take, it is like shooting a man with a machine gun in an electric chair.
What the fuck?
I don't know.
It's like double murder?
Yeah, double
Why?
murder. I don't know. And this was a comment on just like the song, the first song from Four Forms. Like it was like a solo YouTube post.
Yeah.
And this was a comment on that, and I was like, no, it's absolutely nothing like that.
Huh.
What?
That is a take.
It is certainly a take. Speaking of a take, Georgios Vita says 6 years ago, what the hell, man? What the hell? That's out of this world.
Sick, yeah. I like that.
That's a good commentary. It's good. It's good
That
commentary.
is fucking roasted like corn, dude.
Yeah, it definitely roasted like corn. 2 years ago, Adam Eels with my favorite bucket statement that I've seen probably maybe ever.
Yeah.
Honestly, like this is probably my favorite statement of all time. The 3 B's to start the day.
Yep.
Breakfast, bong hits,
Yes.
Buckethead.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yes.
Fuck yeah.
You know what? I want to make a fucking sticker of this comment, and we should sell it in our store.
Yeah. Or just one that says breakfast, bong hit, Buckethead.
That's so good.
Good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, there we go. We love it. So, in these 3 records that we listened to this week, our friend, the one and only Jordan Vine, he only made 1 appearance, only a single comment.
One?
A single comment on all of these.
Well,
but we got to talk about it.
I think we do.
Master of the ship key, a bucket thought divine. Come into its tournament, it's time for Jordan Vine.
Oh my God. Jordan Vine says, 4 years ago, hard rock at its very, 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 very best. Love it. Amazing.
Yeah. Hell yeah, Jordan Vine.
Hell yeah, Jordan Vine.
We gotta love it, baby.
We gotta love
Jordan Vine.
it. Okay, to close things off,
Yeah.
you're not allowed to play the song. Don't play the song.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes. Yes.
It's funny because I edit it into every episode.
No! Please no. I hate it. I hate the song. I hate the song so much. Stay no! You just love this segment about yourself.
I love how tortured you are because of this song.
This sucks so much.
You know my favorite thing about this is you actually believed me when I said I kept on making it longer and longer. It's always been the same length.
It's so long. I hate how long it is. It's terrible. What are we doing? What is this? All right. So
I also love how you complaining about it always takes longer than the song itself. Like by a factor of like 5. It's like 2.5 minutes we're talking about how much you hate it. When we could have gotten it done in like 17 seconds.
You know why, Britt? This is good podcasting right here.
Yeah, you're talking about you hating my music project.
Yeah, yes. Speaking of hating your music projects.
Yeah, well.
You texted me September 7th, 2018 at 12:07 p.m. and said, quote, I'm writing a death metal song about my dad called Back in Flack, parentheses, where is your og now? Come over and lay down some riffs.
Where is your og now rules? Where's your og now? That's so good.
It's really good.
Where's your og now? God. Yeah.
It's really good. No, you're right. You're
Yeah,
right. It's really
yeah.
good. I enjoyed it.
Hey,
quite a bit.
Spencer.
Yeah, what's that?
What do you got to recommend this week?
Oh my goodness, God! Wow. Why don't you go first?
Okay, I got 2 recommendations and a not so recommendation. So I watched a couple feature films this week. 3 feature films.
Featured films.
Yeah,
Tell me about your feature films.
First
Britt.
one I watched this week was Possessor by Brandon Cronenberg, the newest film from David Cronenberg's son, Brandon. And,
Yeah.
I'm usually not really about, like Hollywood nepotism and stuff, but David Cronenberg, I wouldn't really consider him exactly part of the Hollywood system, given that, like, his stuff is super fucked up and kinda
It's super
outsider-ish.
fucking weird.
Yeah.
Dude, I watched fucking Existence the other day.
Dude, you mean
That movie's
Extends?
weird as fuck. I'm pretty sure that's where they invented analingus. Yeah, that was invented in that film.
Definitely, yeah.
Yeah.
Analingus, you're actually, so
Yeah.
analingus did not exist until
Yeah.
1999.
Yeah, exactly. It was invented by David Cronenberg in the film Existence,
Yeah,
which it
surprised
just
you picked
shows.
up on that. Yeah.
It shows. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of like hole licking in that movie, and it's really fucking weird.
Yeah, I mean, like, David Cronenberg is, like, great at just, like, not just body horror, but, like, using, how do I put this? Like, kind of, like, human-esque things and, like, some kind of, like, uncanny valley, like, could-be human-ish forms, and just making you super uncomfortable with them.
Yeah.
He's so good at that. Like, the body horror of David Cronenberg is, in my opinion, second to none.
With hearts toward second to none.
Yeah.
That's a joke for no one.
Yeah. Oh, that. Okay. Yeah, so that was great. Possessor by Brandon Cronenberg.
Okay.
Check that one out.
Cool.
I also watched Halloween Kills, the newest Halloween film
nice.
that I've been looking forward to. And that's my non-recommendation for this week because it wasn't very good.
Bummer.
Yeah. It was like, and the thing is, like, it was mostly kind of the same cast, still written and directed by David Gordon Green and co-written by, what's his face?
Danny McBride.
Yeah, Danny McBride. Thank you. It just wasn't that good. It felt so much like a middle film.
Damn.
And like, I don't know. I felt they cheapened Michael Myers' characters in a few ways in the film. Not a huge fan. I'll still watch the third one because I feel like they made this film specifically to set up for like something very intentional in the third one, but not great. I mean, better than Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 and better, I'd say around the same level of quality as the original Halloween 2, which wasn't that great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then biggest movie recommendation this week is going to be the new Dune.
Oh, yeah?
By Denis Villeneuve, who did...
Yeah, that actually has gone live on HBO as of now.
Yeah. It was done by the director of Arrival, Blade Runner 2094, and Sicario. Whole score is done by Hans Zimmer. It's great. It's really good. It's a faithful adaptation of the book.
I think I'm going to get really stoned and watch that
That's
tonight.
exactly what I did.
Yeah.
And it fucking rocked. It's on my server if you want to check it out.
Oh, and I have HBO.
Okay,
so,
killer. Yeah. It's good. It's good. I would recommend it. If you like Dune, you'll like it.
Nice.
And as much as I hate to say it, it's better than David Lynch's Dune.
Yeah.
I love me some David Lynch, but Dune is not great.
Yeah.
But this Dune, pretty good.
Pretty good. Pretty
Good. And then my final and biggest recommendation of the week is going to be an album.
Oh, my God.
By the Swedish melodic black metal band Wormwood. They released an album in late August called Archivet, and it is incredible.
Nice.
The best way I can describe it is it sounds like a much less atmospheric Krallice with elements of the Dire Straits.
Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting combination. Actually, after we're done, I should show you one song because it's so fucking cool, dude. I think you'd really dig it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I got this week. What do you got?
Hell yeah. All right, so I got a couple recommendations myself. My first recommendation is an album, like yours. My God, my throat is like killing me.
It's all that sloppy toppy you've been given.
That's true. So my first recommendation is a record that came out on May 10th, 2021. And it's by a band called ATVM.
Okay.
And it's called Famine, Putrid, and Fucking Endless. And it's...
ATVM, is that ass to vomit mouth?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. But anyways, it's super sick. I think maybe it's pronounced Adam. I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. Like oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
I'm not sure exactly,
Okay,
but this record is fucking awesome. It's like it's another thing that sounds a little bit like a Krallice. The way I described it to a friend of mine was like, it sounds like a cross of like 3 inches of blood, Krallice, and like Decrepit Birth.
Interesting.
It's like a mix of like that stuff.
That's a lot of different influences.
Yeah, and it's fucking tight. Like their record is super cool. Like their drummer's really good, and their bass player plays fretless bass, and so there's a lot of like blah, blah.
We love
like there's a lot
that's,
of that kind of
shit.
shit.
That's my favorite thing in metal.
Yeah, it's really tight.
Like, I automatically like your metal band if you have a good fretless bass player.
Yeah, so like I would actually specifically recommend this album to you. I think you would enjoy it. I would recommend that. That record's really, really cool. I recommend that. Super tight. I also recommend the 1994 film The River Wild.
Okay.
I watched it recently. It was a film I had watched as a kid. It was one of the films that we like rented from the grocery store and watched on VHS, back in the day. It is a 1994 action adventure film starring Meryl Streep.
Ooh, I like a
and Kevin Bacon.
Ooh, nice. Love a bacon.
Yeah, and John C. Reilly, actually.
Actually, Kevin is the only bacon boy I respect. All you other cops can go fuck yourself.
Big agree, yeah. But yeah, so John C. Reilly is one of the main antagonists in the film.
I mean,
as well.
John C. Reilly has been in some seriously good stuff.
It's wild. It was weird seeing him as just like an actor.
Yeah,
he's not being funny in this film.
Yeah, he's amazing in Magnolia, the Paul Thomas Anderson film. And he's super serious. He plays like a depressed cop.
Damn.
So good.
Yeah, anyways, The River Wild, if you've never seen it, it's about like a family that's like going down a river on this like family trip. Because the wife, the mother figure in the family, she used to do like whitewater rafting. She used to be a whitewater rafting guide. They're going down a river that she's very familiar with and like hasn't been to in a long time and whatnot. They're doing it, and then they run into Kevin Bacon and John C. Reilly,
It's a rafting thriller.
It's a rafting thriller.
Oh, I'm sold on that.
Yeah, which is it's like Die Hard on a raft. Yeah, basically.
They don't do raft. Like the only other rafting thriller I can even think of is fucking Deliverance.
Oh yeah, this is much more rafting focused. And like, so things about the film that are legitimately cool is that like it's beautiful. Like it's shot like on a river, and like they do all of the rafting stuff. So like everything, none of it is fake. Like all of the like rafting stuff is all like real people. You can see them doing it. Yeah. It's really impressive, like the way it's filmed. It's really pretty, and it's like a fun and engaging story. Like I actually legitimately liked the film. It's I think really good. It's very emblematic of like early to mid 90s action films. It's like where like everything is kind of influenced by things like
extreme sports
and like and Die Hard. Like Die Hard, the Die Hard energy is like in everything. This movie's a little more like sappy and like kind of a little more sappy, a little more family than something like a Die Hard, but it's pretty darn good, and it's a rafting thriller, and you don't get those too often. So yeah, listen to that ATVM band, watch The River Wild. It's dumb in the 90s.
Hell yeah.
The kid from Jurassic Park is in it.
Which
and he's
kid?
Like the young kid.
Okay, yeah.
And the first Jurassic Park, and he's like the same age. They must have filmed that shit like back to back.
Or maybe he never ages.
Maybe, yeah. But I mean, this was right around that time. Jurassic Park came out in 93. This would be 94 or so.
Fair.
He's a little piece of shit, though. He sucks. But he wears a ministry hat in the film. Which is sick as fuck. Oh, yeah. I was like, what the fuck? He's wearing a ministry hat. That's tight. Dope, yeah. So that was pretty rad.
Hell yeah.
That's what I got to recommend.
Cool.
I think it's time for my favorite segment of the show, though.
Here we go.
Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke. Ha 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 bucket joke.
All right, you want to go first today, or should I?
I'll go first because yours are going to be better than mine.
All right, go for it.
Okay. I again forgot to write these, so I wrote these all in a few minutes. So we'll see how well they do. You hear about QAnon? The conspiracy theory that the world is being run by a cabal of satanic pedophiles? You hear about this? Yeah. I don't know about satanic pedophiles ruling the world, but there might be a few of them that are pretty popular in your local black metal scene.
Oh, yeah. There really are.
I know. That's actually true.
That is. Report them if you find them.
Yeah, do that. Hey, I built a sex robot to jerk off Trent Reznor. You know what I called it?
What's that?
A pretty bait machine. I built a sex robot to jerk off Judas Priest. You know what I called it?
What's that?
Turbo Sucker.
Okay. I mean, you could just call it Turbo Lover.
Well, I know.
That would probably make more sense.
I know. I built a sex robot to jerk off Metallica. You know what I called it?
Lars Ulrich.
Parentheses anesthesia pulling off. I built a sex robot to jerk off Megadeth. You know what I called it?
What's that?
David Ellefson.
Coming bullets.
That's all I got.
Okay. What is Star Trek Captain Benjamin Sisko call his penis?
I don't know.
Well, at first it was Deep Space Nine, but he discovered he was bigger, so now he goes by Ben 10.
Wow.
What do Ted Nugent and Steven Tyler have in common?
Well,
both of them convinced the parents of underage girls to sign over legal guardianship to them so they could traffic them as sex slaves on tour.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, what's the difference between Ted Nugent and Steven Tyler? Well, Steven Tyler forced his child sex slave to have an abortion. What kind of drugs does Steven Tyler take when he parties?
Oh, no.
His incontinence medication. What's black, white, and red all over?
I don't know.
A juggalo when his juggalette is menstruating.
Damn.
What else
That's
is
true.
black, white, and red all over?
I don't know.
Gene Simmons, after a groupie, says no.
Oh. Oh, no.
So this week,
No.
this week I got into some crypto stuff, and before I came here, I made 3 new NFTs. Nice fudgy turds, that is.
Pretty good.
What's the difference between members of NAMBLA and members of Mensa?
Oh.
Well, NAMBLA members have sex.
Oh, fuck. That's so bad. That's really good. That's a good one.
What's the difference between Ellen DeGeneres and a pineapple?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, a pineapple is a fruit I can watch for 5 minutes without wanting to put a gun in my mouth.
Oh, shit.
What's the difference between a glory hole and the oval? No, I don't like that one. What do a baby shower registry and a sex offender registry have in common?
I don't know. Tell me.
Tickle Me Elmo is on both of them.
That's pretty good.
Why does SpongeBob live in Bikini Bottom?
Oh, he loves that pussy.
Well, that's just his nickname for Patrick Starfish. Did you hear Brian Mantia started a folk punk band?
Oh, no.
Yeah, he's calling it Stinky in the Brain.
That's pretty good.
What do Mick Jagger and McDonald's have in common?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, both of them have gone down a whole lot of teenagers' throats.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna end on this one. How did Gandalf keep the crust punks out of his house?
I don't know.
You shall not crass.
Bucket joke!
Yeah. Yeah. That's
Wow, we made it to the end of the show.
Mm-hmm. We did. Although we have some messages we haven't listened to yet.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Maybe we should do those.
Okay.
Listen to some people talking to us.
Okay.
Here we go.
We have several messages from our friend here. Let's listen to him.
Hello, fellow bucket gummers.
Hello.
It's Cody.
Hi,
Hi,
I've
Cody.
been meaning to call you guys for ages so I can finally bother someone else. Okay, let me just tell you 3 things. One, I proposed a no sleep just pikes challenge.
Uh-oh.
I've sort of tried it myself. I got by on maybe 3 hours of sleep for 6 days in a row. Like 3 hours
Holy
of sleep
shit.
each day. Fantastic. You just have to buy that discography. Freaking marvelous. Fucking marvelous.
Beautiful.
Seriously. Now the next thing, my gargoyle. I'm waiting for that to arrive, so I'm just gonna ramble some more until it comes.
Gargoyle.
So,
I don't know.
let's see. How much time do we have till this thing checks out? Oh, that's it. I wanted to tell you guys, I'm very proud of you. You know what? I was listening to an episode, okay, and you guys, let me tell you, you said something that was like, you wouldn't even want Buckethead, you know, it's not about that for him to come on your show. You just, at this point, just want to thank him and have people know about his music.
Hell yeah.
And I just thought, you know what? That's the Buckethead community difference, and I'm proud of you guys.
Oh, yeah.
That
Aw,
is
thank
just
you.
Yeah.
so much love. So, well done, number one. And I think that's what we all should be doing. It's just very much so thanking this beautiful guy.
Hell yeah.
Buckethead, the god, the genius, the eighth wonder of the world, the guitarist of all time, Buckethead. I think I'm all good. All right, I had to get all that out. Now, seriously, you guys should try the No Sleep Just Pikes challenge. And
Okay.
that'll be about it until the next time I need to ramble. Have a good day, guys!
You too, Cody. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, the No Sleep Pikes Challenge. How do you feel about that? She got by on 3 hours of sleep.
For 6 days.
Yeah,
You
now
gotta sleep
that's-
for 6 days. That's a little.
That's difficult. Like, so
That's approaching the levels of like Tool Reddit posts.
yeah,
like,
so yeah, for me at least, like my mental health and my sleep are like very directly tied to one another, and like to the point where like if I'm sleep deprived, I actually start having auditory hallucinations, which is really concerning when you like hear something and you're alone. You know?
yeah, it's not great.
Yeah. So unfortunately, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I could, but it would put people at risk who aren't just me, probably. So, great idea. If you can do that, do that. You know, that's fun.
That is fun.
Hell yeah.
So, Cody left us another message like about 20 minutes after that first message.
Do we want to just do that next week, or?
Sure. Yeah,
can
yeah.
do another
Let's save
one.
it for next week.
Thank you for leaving us so many messages. We appreciate it.
Yeah, if you would like to leave us a message, you can give us a phone call if you would like to at the phone number 425-310-2416.
That's 425-310-2416.
2416. Thanks. And if you want to follow us on the internet, follow me at New Metal Karate Society or Spencer.zone.
And follow me at Dog Vorbis or hit us up on at Bucket or at a Bucketcast on socials, and I will respond to you very, very soon. Even if you say some dumb bullshit and I get into a flame war with you like this dumb asshole from earlier today.
Yep.
Yep, I'll definitely argue with you online if you have a dumb opinion.
Well, anyways, this has been Spencer.
This has been Britain.
You've been listening to Gettin' Head, a Bucketcast.
Stay greasy, Bucketheads.
And namaste.